be able to have a sensitivity to emotion, because emotions speak to us. It's a language, it's information. And most of us are shut down. We don't want to feel bad. We don't want to feel depressed. We don't want to feel this, but it's always telling us something. It's always telling us something.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Leadership Project, where our vision is to inspire all leaders to challenge the status quo. Recently on the Leadership Project podcast, we were greatly honoured to be joined by Don Campbell. Don is a sculptor, a graphic designer, and the author of a groundbreaking book called Creativity, It's Not What You Think. You may be wondering, what can we learn about leadership from a sculptor, someone from the artistic world? Well, all leaders need to be able to inspire their teams towards creativity. All leaders also need effective communication skills. Don shares with us his great wisdom about deep listening, and communication always starts with having effective listening skills. Now let's hear from Don about the different levels of deep listening. Let's go a bit, pardon the pun, let's go a bit deeper into deep listening. What does deep listening really mean, and how might someone start improving their ability to have a deep listening in the way that they do their work?
Okay, so there's 4 levels of deep listening. The first level is called listening to what you already know, listening to habits, listening to our old judgments, listening to maybe we developed our system. This is you're constantly rehashing what you already know. You only let in what confirms what you already know. This is it's a little bit like repeating the past. You keep repeating the past. Creativity does not live here. Creativity does not live there, but you have to recognize, I had to recognize that I was in listening to my old habits. I was in a closed loop, and somebody shocked me out of that. The next level is opening mind. You're opening your mind. You start opening up to new information, factual information, noticing the differences between what you know and what somebody else says. And you look for factual information, you accept it, you learn, you read books, you go to workshops, you go on podcasts like this. You disconfirm some of the information you had. So already we're seeing what we're doing is we're expanding our knowledge base. We're expanding, we're opening up, we're letting more in, which is all very helpful. The next one is my favorite, really. It's opening your heart. Opening your heart. That's what I mentioned briefly before about empathy. Empathy. Being able to feel my own emotions without a knee-jerk reaction, be able to host them in my body, be able to feel another person's emotion and be able to deal with it, to be able to let that emotion come to me without being reactive, because emotions speak to us. It's a language, it's information. And most of us are shut down. We don't want to feel bad. We don't want to feel depressed. We don't want to feel this, but it's always telling us something. It's always telling us something. Now, level 4, listening 4 is open will. This is listening 4 is open will. The will to want something, to let something happen, the will to let go of something, the will to open myself up so that a new future can come through me. And this is what I do, and I show people how to do this through my sculpting, but once again, it can be anything. And once we're in that space, once we've opened our mind, opened our hearts, and we're open for change, then we start doing things. Then I start, and I use my example of my sculpt, then I start moving the clay. I start making something, prototyping, trying this, and it could be anything. It could be a business, solving a problem. We're prototyping, we're changing things. We've got a group going on with this too, which is in many cases with Otto's work. There's U labs all over the world, and they get together in groups and they go through this process and they work through this system, and they get to this place. Going up the U is where the work comes in, but it comes from this space of presence. Everybody's present, and we know that there's a new future emerging if we can keep working from that presence and not go into level 1, open our minds, open our hearts, and see what the present moment brings. And it's a beautiful experience.
So there you have it. All great leaders need to be able to inspire their teams into creativity. Great leaders need effective communication skills, starting with listening. To achieve deep listening, the first thing that we need to do is to let go of listening to what we already know. Or in some cases, stop listening for what we want to hear. We need to have an open mind to listen and discover new ideas. We need to have an open heart to be able to tap into the emotion, the self-awareness to understand our own emotions, and the ability to pick up the emotions of the people that we're communicating with. And finally, we need an open will. An open will enable us to discover new possibilities and a new reality. If we can pull all of this together, we will inspire our teams to new levels of creativity and create new wonderful things in this world. We really hope you enjoyed this short extract of the interview with Don Campbell. If you would like to hear the entire interview, please do subscribe to the Leadership Project podcast on your preferred podcast service. That's it for today. We hope you enjoyed this short video. Please do take care, look out for each other, and always remember to challenge the status quo.